Yo, it's the after party.
Yeah. Hello, World's After Party radio show. If you did not know, it's your man Fatell, the host of the absolute most, chilling like a villain. It's a Sunday fun day. We got Ventura in the building right now. She got on that freeway. She drove up here up the coast. She here. We got radio royalty in the building right now. You know what I'm saying? Oxnard, Ventura County, stand up. We got Sade Champagne in the building right now. How you doing?
Oh, Fatell, so good to see you again.
Hey, so first of all, you look great today. You got the boots on with the burgundy with the hair. And I want to shout out someone real quick before we get started. Shout out to other radio royalty out there. Miss Allanette, man. Miss Allanette, man. You know what I'm saying? These are two radio queens. And I actually met them because I was out there in Ventura County visiting with Allanette at an event she had, some brunch event.
For her birthday.
A few months ago. And when we did that, she happened to be there, and then she had a great aura about herself, and here we are. Hello. So welcome to the After Party show.
Oh my goodness, thanks for having me. You were so sweet, and we met, and just you had, which I know you hear all the time, you have such a great smile.
Oh, thank you.
And you were just so encouraging, and then we got connected, and it was like, boom. It was divine.
Boom. And come on, divine. For those of y'all that think that Smooth Operator was going to be on the show today, we got to clarify this. She is a smooth operator, but it's a different one. You know what I'm saying? Don't get the names misconstrued. You feel me? So we had to clarify that. So let's talk about your upbringing. So you're from Oxnard, Ventura County. Where are you from?
Originally from Orlando, Florida.
Orlando, Florida.
Yes, but I lived there for the first 14 and a half years of my life. And then my former stepfather, his job transferred my mom, my brother, and I to Oxnard back when it was just like green fields and everything.
So that's why you have a really level-headed energy, because I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard all of the craziest people in the entire world come from all of Florida.
That is definitely a stereotype. And it's just happened recently, and it's probably always been that people thought that, but you know, with social media and when you can see everything that's happening.
Now it's just being put on blast. It's been happening, but now it's like every day. It's like they even have a Florida Instagram, like every day, like Florida crazies headlines every day, like news headlines.
One of the craziest stories I heard of is when someone like ate someone's pork chop or like his food, and he decided to just blow up the whole house.
He blew up someone's house for eating a pork chop?
I was like, I know how. I'm like, I feel you, bro. Like when somebody eats your food that's in the fridge that you want, you do feel like, you know, but it's like, that ain't worth like tearing up your whole house.
Yeah. Ruin your life over a pork chop, man. Come on. Shame on you, man. Shout out to Florida, though. We love y'all.
Yes, you know, but I've been in Ventura County now for over 20 years. So this is my home now.
You look like you like 25. That means you came here when you were 5 years old. You were a baby. Come on.
I just turned 36.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, you aging like fine wine.
Thank
Hello.
You. So sweet.
Hey, I'm 35, so we could put. I'm 88, so that means you 87.
Yes.
So hey, we're not too far apart in the age bracket.
Yes.
So I don't know how you feel. I'm feeling great at my age, though, because me recently I've been cutting out alcohol, and I'm on this detox from the alcohol. I'm with
you look great.
Thank you. I'm doing better, man. Honestly, I'm still doing my California sober thing. I heard I can still.
What is California sober?
So California sober is where you can still Californication, meaning you can smoke marijuana.
Yeah.
But as long as you're not drinking booze, alcohol, you're pretty much considered in the safe category. So
makes sense.
I'm not full. I'm not like full. What you say? Square? Like I'm not like full sober. But I'm like an octagon or something. I'm like a different shape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like no alcohol is in my shape.
Yeah.
So I love it's making a difference. So I like it. I feel the difference.
That's so great. I love it. I always say this quote by Tory Hart. She says, "The older I get, the finer I get." Word.
I thought you were about to say I have a quote by Tory Lanez. I was gonna say what? Don't do time in jail. Like, oh man, Tory Lanez, bro.
I'm not quoting him.
Oh man, Tory Lanez. I just seen the little headline. He's gonna do some time, man. They put him in the state, bro. It's bad. That's with all like the murderers and the robbers. Like, pray for that man.
The worst thing too is his attitude. You know what I mean? Because when people are like big wrong and bold with it, and then it ends up happening the way it does, that's really like sucky, because it's like
detrimental, man.
Yeah, because he was so like,
and he had it.
No, I didn't do it. And it's like, okay.
He thought he was untouchable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I got money, I got fame, I got a little bit of clout. And hey, bro, what happened? That ain't helping you right now, bro. You can't even put your chain on right now. You can't wear that nice watch you got. You can't go drive that car, bro. You You in there with the regular folks that did some
Hopefully
beat.
he's going to have some humility.
I hope so, man. So I want to ask you this. So what is your biggest inspiration to be an advocate for this positivity? Because we consume a negative world nowadays, man. Everything is divided, whether it's politics, religion. We talked a little off the camera about that. What is your main vessel that you possess where you're like, you know what? Is it God? Is it religion?
Well, definitely faith for me. It's like my faith and spirituality. It's huge. And I always say, because people are like, you know, I remember having one of my students when I was a vocal coach. Well, I still do vocal coaching, but when I was a vocal teacher for Billy Cloud Dance Studio, shout out to them in Ventura. And I remember one of my students telling me, she was only like 13 at the time, and she's like, you were just so positive and so encouraging and so uplifting, and it means so much to me. And she goes, and I wonder why. And I told her, I said, because joy, positivity, optimism have saved my life. You know, and for me, that's what it is. It was like a lifesaver for me, and being able to see beyond where I was, being able to have hope beyond wherever I've been through. And I do believe that started and came from God and from my faith and spirituality.
Amen. So is that difficult being in this industry with that? Because I feel like sometimes, you know, we're in a secular industry, man, as you know. Yeah. And sometimes I feel like regardless of, you know, truly people obviously out there want to hear the substance. They want to hear the message. But I feel like there's a huge block also in the same sense where there's a lot of people that you could put up some negative posts. Yeah. And then you could put up something about like spirituality or faith or positivity, and it might get 5% of the engagement. That's something if you put up that is negative. Why do you think that is? Are people just gravitated towards negative nowadays? Are we trained on it? Are we like brainwashed from society?
You said being trained. I think that's really powerful.
It's brainwashed.
Yeah, and definitely you're right. Like and similar to you, I can be around all different kinds of people, because the most important thing is that we remain ourselves no matter where we are.
Facts.
And we never have an attitude like we think we're better than people or we're separated from people because of their beliefs or their lifestyle, but we can still remain ourselves no matter where we are. But you're right, it can be in this industry difficult at times, because even though I've been pursuing and living my dreams for 18 years professionally now, it has...
Hold on. Hand claps. Go ahead.
18 years professionally. And even when I think back sometimes, like, and there's so many people who have either vouched for me or given me wonderful words of encouragement, who have poured into me and who have just spoken into my life, has been so great. But it has taken me longer, you know, and my path hasn't been as easy because I wasn't willing to compromise or sell my soul in order to get quote unquote certain success.
Yeah, you see, people, we got to clarify that, because I think people can misconstrue what that means by selling your soul. There's always been this like perception of, the devil is going to physically show up and you're going to get a contract and the contract's going to say, sign your soul to me and you get and put it in blood, and like, it don't work like that, bro. You're selling your soul is
just the little ways that we dishonor ourselves when we go beyond our boundaries, and we dishonor
our beliefs.
Yes, our beliefs and what matters to us, or we let people, like, I remember times, I think back, for example, I was being awarded by one of my dear friends. She worked with all types of amazing people, including Tyga, Jacob Lattimore. Like, she helped to break a lot of people into the industry, and she's someone who had mentored me for over many years. And so she was honoring me at an event she was doing in Hollywood back when they used to do events at the Scientology Center in Hollywood, because it's such a beautiful venue. And you got to sit through one of those presentations, but you know.
I know, that's a whole other combo.
Yes, but it was such a beautiful venue.
No, it's huge.
And so I remember being able to, at this one of these events, and I was performing, and there's a lady who was literally like, pulled me to the side. And the Sade now, like, sometimes you wish you can go back to your past and snatch yourself up, be like, get up out of that situation, you know, speak up for yourself, or just get out of it. And she literally just like put me down so much and told me, I don't like your hair. I don't like these things about you. I don't like these things. And literally, like, a night where I was supposed to be being honored and supported. And she's so supposedly this person in the industry who knows all these things. And she's like, you know, you're competing with other women and you need to look like this and you need to do these things. And at the time, it was really like sobering for me, because I'm here like to get this award and be honored. There's great things happening in my career. I know my story and where I've been and where God has brought me. And then to hear someone like put you down like that, it was hard, because I'm like, you know, it just really shook me. But then I didn't end up, you know, sticking with it for too long. Like, I did rub off, you know, it did shake off eventually, but it's like the Sade of now would have honored myself. And as soon as you see the person's about to start coming at you crazy like that, I would have told her, thank you and have a great day, you know, and no thank you, and just walk out of it.
If you got bad vibes, take a step back.
Yeah, you know, and so, because it's like, what does that have to do with you about who I am and what I'm doing? You know, like that don't have nothing to do. I'm not your artist. I'm not, and even hopefully she doesn't have any artists because you're talking to people like that, you know, and so that's an example.
Well, that's very common, actually.
Yeah.
You know, I'm actually not shocked at all about things like that because I've encountered worse than that. This industry is like people, especially if you're represented by someone that does not have a like-minded vision of you, you will always be a puppet. You will always be, or at least put in a position to be trying to be controlled like a puppet. Yeah. And then if you don't have your own soul and your own foresight to stand on your toes, then you're gonna get lost out here. You know, so I think that message you stand behind is actually very, very important. So I give you roses for that one. Thank because you. we need more substance pack people out here in this media conglomerate industry putting that out. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much. Because not too much of that exists right now. So keep doing that. Thank you. And we repping all the way from Ventura. We in Burbank right now, man. Yeah. So she got in the car for us right now. So y'all understand? Was the traffic bad? No, thankfully it wasn't. It was a miracle. I was like, please, because the way my morning was set up, it was so jam packed, and I was like, I have to get there. I want to see Fatell. I want to see his amazing studios. I want to be on his show, and I can't wait to connect. And so it worked out perfect. I can tell you're very punctual. Yeah, you're on it. You're detail oriented. I can tell. I like that. I was like, I didn't hear her on my team, man. She detail oriented. You on it. I'm like, pow, pow, pow. You know, you have to though when you are like when you do all the stuff that we do, because you're very similar. When you're executive producing, you're directing, you're doing all the behind the scenes. We have to think our brain is like moving in many different directions. So tell me more about your show. So you're out there at the college, right? Yes. So how long have you been doing that at the college? So it's at the college, but it's not connected with the college. Oh, it's not? Okay, it's just physical space. Yes. Okay. So it's 99.3 FM and Rhythm of the Coast. It's only the third Black-owned radio station in all of California. Oh, wow. And so, you know, the first one was in the Bay Area. Second one is Stevie Wonder's in LA. And then this is the third one. And so it's been so exciting because I always dreamed of having my own radio show. I was looking back on like my vision boards and when I would write down my different dreams. But before, this is when it was called like a podcast. And I have had podcasts before they became like as big as they are now. And then also had internet like streaming radio shows. But this is my first radio show on FM. And so it's called Laugh About It with Sade Champagne, which I'm so excited to have you coming on it soon. And it's based on the proverb about how laughter and a joyful heart are like good medicine. So we feature celebrity and special guest comedians and funny entertainers in the studio and different diverse entertainers. And we talk about hilarious memories and stories from their life. And then also we share encouraging moments and we play music and just have a great time. We also always share a feel-good news story that's happening around the world. So once again, who is your, like, I want to ask you this. So I've interviewed a lot of people, like all facets of life. So what would you say is your top interview that you've conducted so far as a journalist? I mean, it's hard to say one, right? It's like an artist say, give me your best song, or like a sports player, give me your best game. But like, what would you say if you had maybe even one or two, if you can't just pick one, but what would you say is your first couple top of your head go-to interviews that you say were like epic to you, were like standout moments in interviewing? Oh my goodness, there are so many, but I will say one in particular that's coming to my mind that was really powerful was one of my dear friends. His name is Christopher Ryan of the Dangy Bros, and they're very popular YouTubers, like over 7 million subscribers on their billions of views, and they make family friendly content that's like for like funny, and they do pranks and things. And he started from like Vine, and then he got onto YouTube, and then he like TikTok builds things and builds things. And so this was his first ever radio interview, and then his brother and him are going to come back because they just hit 7 million subscribers on YouTube, so they're going to come together and be on the show. But this was his first ever radio interview, and to watching him work through that nervousness, because you're talking about he's on camera all the time, you know what I mean? But it's different though. Exactly. And so being able to see from him being from on his YouTube camera to where he's now here with me on the show, and watching that experience was so great. And those kind of moments for me are really powerful, you know. And then I'm on the show obviously encouraging them, but then having other guests come on the show and they end up speaking life to me, and you're just like, this was not what I was expecting. Let's turn into a therapy session today. But I'm so thankful for all the encouragement and inspiration, and so it's just been really phenomenal. And then of course when Miss Allenette came on the show was really crazy, because she told me years ago, I remember calling her up and I was telling her about how I wanted to have my own radio show, and I was asking her about a particular station at the time that was hiring people, but their hiring was more for like the roadies, like the people that go to the events and you hand out like the flyers. Like street team. Yes, street team. And so I was asking her if that would be a good idea for me to get into radio, and she was honest with me and she said,
you know what, Sade, actually, I think you need to start your own radio show. You need to start your own podcast, start it streaming online. She goes, I can help you with whatever you need. I can even co-host it with you, but you don't need to wait on anybody to do what you need to do. She said, start now and do it. You got what it takes.
And she got the experience in this game. She man, shout out to Ellenette one more time. Ellenette is a West Coast radio royalty queen. I'm telling you, man. There's a few of them, man. CC Valencia, CC Mamacita. There's a few of them out here, man, that really still holding it down on that level, man. They've been doing it for a minute. And and Ellenette, man, she really true to this. She ain't new to this. She grew from this for real.
Yeah, so to be able to have her on my show after dreaming about this and talking to her about it, and then fast forward years later, here she is, my special celebrity guest on my radio show. And it was like it's a full circle moment.
And that because of that, we here right now.
I'm so glad. So
if there's someone that can like learn some game or learn a lesson from something you've been through to get to the point you're at right now, what would be that good vibe or that aura you want to put off to the radio right now?
I would say it's important to work smart, and not just hard, but work smart, and then to also set healthy boundaries. I think that's really important, like to set healthy boundaries, because if not, and that doesn't always just mean setting healthy boundaries with others, but even with ourselves. Like, for example, I used to struggle a lot with like anxiety, fear, all those types of things, panic, even a bit of paranoia. And so, of course, that can affect your sleeping habits. And so I struggled a lot with insomnia. And so in the past, and when I was living more in that survival mode, I'm not able to do this now at my big, beautiful age of 36. But before, if I could...
You young and beautiful, knock it off. Shout out to 35, 36 years old. You know what I'm saying? We in the building. Hello.
Exactly. But before, if I couldn't sleep when I was younger and in my 20s, I would just get up and work. Just work. If I can't sleep anyways, you might as well work. You need to get these things done. You need to get to this place. But knowing what I know now, I would say, no, we need to work through the things that are causing you that fear and that anxiety and that insomnia. And you need to get your rest, because that's the most important thing. Because it's like, if we don't have enough rest and sleep, we're not going to be able to fully function in what we need to do. And so that's, for me, is something that, and even when I'm working with younger artists now, and I'm not saying I don't understand where the grind perspective is coming from, because you and I, we grew up in the same day and age where when you're really passionate about something, you really want it, you take an initiative and you move forward in it and you give it all you have and you're dedicated and committed. And that makes perfect sense. But there's a difference between doing that and to where we now sacrifice our health and everything else and we don't deal with the inner stuff. And then before we know it, you know, we don't set those healthy boundaries with ourselves to make sure. Exactly. So that's a big thing, I would say.
Sometimes you can be mentally stronger than the physical strength you have. You know what I'm saying? And we can be like, oh, I feel okay physically. I feel okay mentally. Like, let's go. I'm a beast. I'm a beast. I'm a beast. And I'm a beast. But sometimes my body shut down. I ain't gonna lie. Like 3 times I have to hibernate for a day or two just because I'm like, pew, pew. And I have late nights. Sometimes I'd be up till 6, 7 in the morning. People,
I figure.
All night. Like people might be like, oh, I'm waking up. I'm still up. I'm gonna go take a 2-hour nap and I'll be there at 11 a.m. bro. Like that type of thing, or like whatever, like that at 10 a.m. Like it'd be like that. You know what I'm saying? And like that's why it's survival of the fittest, man. To make it in this industry, it's like the last of the Mohicans, man. You have to be the last of a dying tribe to get through this, man. So I'm gonna educate some of y'all don't even know what the last of the Mohicans is. Go check that out, man.
It takes a special kind of person for sure, or a special kind of crazy.
I would say the crazy word is a better description. Not a person. It's a crazy person. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, this industry is not for the frigid or the frail, man. And I see so many people fall off, man. And that's why I surpassed so many people, because it's not. I wasn't even always the most talented. You're pretty talented. I got better. Like I got obviously you master your craft the more you do it. Yeah. There's a saying, what, 10,000 hours you can master something. Yeah. As far as you put your 10,000 hours in any craft or whatever it is, and you can master that craft. I'm at 1 million hours plus. I know. I put my life in this. Like I'm talking about like my life to the point all in. Like if I don't do this, I'm done. Like everyone's looking at me like, you failure, you deadbeat, like what did you do with your life? Like you has-been. Like I put that much energy on it where like I'm all in. I'm pretty much dead if I don't do this, bro. Like dead ass.
Yeah, it's this or nothing.
And all or nothing. I also always say all or nothing, and nothing's not an option. Yeah. So like, but like that's always been my mindset, because like I look at it like there's no need for a plan B if your plan A is what you're gonna put your whole everything into, and you believe in your soul, and if you have God guiding you towards that destination point, that marathon, and continues on, you're gonna get there eventually.
That's good.
And like most people just give up before the finish line is met because of the adverse circumstances, industry, real life, kids, family, bills, struggles, whatever. it takes a lot of money, a lot of time, and a great team to make this reality. If you don't have all three of those components, you're gonna be hitting your head against the wall a lot in this industry, whether it's an artist, a radio host, an actor, an athlete. There's a lot of struggle before a little bit of success. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of no's before you hit one yes. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is just not taking them no's with a grain of salt. Like, hey, you could say no. It's all good. I'm gonna flip that backwards and make it go on.
Ooh.
Because it's like, hello, that's what we do.
I need to save that.
Hello, make it go on.
Do you think too, Fatell, that maybe sometimes we could expand our perspective of success, and that could help us too? Because I know, like, for example, I only thought my career and things could happen one way, and that was one of the things that caused me to get really frustrated when I was younger, and then sometimes within my career. But I didn't realize there were so many avenues where God could bring my dream to pass and help me to be successful. I'll give you an example. So for a singer in the past, it would be, okay, you need to get on a big show, and that's how you're going to do it. Like, there was one way of having to do it, but you wouldn't think to yourself, oh my gosh, I could do where people could hire me to do this and they could hire me to do that, or I could perform at also fairs and I can do these things. And so I think sometimes that might be also part of the reason why people get frustrated and get discouraged, is because they only have one way that their dream can happen. Instead of, I say it's great to have your visions and your dream, but be flexible on how you can get there and what it can look like. What do you think?
What you just described is 1,000%. I'm the poster child for that. Like, I am that. What you just described, I am like, that's 1,000% me. I started as an artist. I started as a rapper. Fatal is a rapper. Young Fatal, like, it's tattooed on my body. Fatal.
Wow.
Like, I'm a rapper, bro. And that got me. I never had a vision to be a radio host. I never had a vision to be talking right now, doing this. This is my living now. I get paid more money to do interviews and hosting than I do my music. Oh,
I'm sure.
And it created way more opportunities for me over these past years. That's when my network really started going crazy, is when I really got into radio, which is now about 8 years ago.
Wow.
And since then, like, that's when I started getting connected with more celebrities. That's when I got more brand connections. That's when I got more people coming to me rather than saying, oh, hey, I'm Fatell. I got a hot song, or hey man, I got music I want you to listen to. Hey, what's up, man? I'm Fatell. I'm a businessman. I'm a media conglomerate, bro. I got a platform with da-da-da-da-da. And from there, that's a different energy to go to a CEO or a brand or a business. Yes. And now they're looking at you like, oh, damn, you got something. You're a service. You got something I need. And that's how you flip that perspective.
Y'all,
and
he's dropping gems.
And then you can still utilize. See, I still do my music. Don't get it twisted. It's my core part of my being, and I got the best music of my life about to come out. And I got big features, and I got records with legends like Gangsta Boo from 3 6 Mafia. Her last song before she died. Rest in peace, Gangsta Boo, the Queen of Memphis. I got her last record we're about to drop. I got the Outlaws on there with me, Pac's group, and we got a lot of cool music coming out. Man, I got Will Gittins, song with Will Gittins, really talented singer. Just all type of really cool collaborations, and all this is in the making right now. And it's like, it's stuff that's like nothing like everything I've ever done. But if I didn't trust that process to continue on with the marathon and allow myself to, like you said, I look at it like metamorphosis. We're evolving. Like I was in the cocoon. I came out the cocoon. I'm a butterfly now, and I'm soaring high. So y'all need to understand this, man. You don't always have to be. You don't always have to continue to be who you start as, and you don't always have to feel like you have to stay the same. You know what I'm saying? You can evolve, and if you don't evolve, people that don't evolve are usually pretty small-minded, and they're pretty one-dimensional. And people that are one-dimensional don't really last too long in this industry, to be honest with you. It's very rare if you do, if you only focus on one niche thing only. Yeah. Because usually people do that last in this industry, you have to develop multiple ways of staying relevant.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
And for me, it was like, that's how Fatell stayed relevant over the years. And I was able to reinvent myself, you know, because I've been doing this now since I was like 16 years old. As far as music, my pursuit of music, 15, 16. Yeah. But obviously I was blind at that point. I was a little kid, like, I'm gonna be a rapper. I'm doing this. Yeah. But now look at me now. I'm like, I'm a radio host. I own a company. I direct TV shows now.
You're such an inspiration, and I love that about you, because I'm sure, you know, once again, in the time that we grew up in, and even some of the most famous quotes are about just focus on one thing. And I do understand where they're coming from, because people can be scattered brained, but it's like, if we were only meant to do one thing, why did God gift us with many passions and talents and gifts? We would have just had that one thing. But
what do they say, the master, what's it called, master of many, what's it called, a jack of all trades, master of none, or whatever, because you do too many things, and you can't do one thing right. It's like, it's better to focus on one thing rather than do a bunch of things partial. Yeah. But it's like, I feel like for me, I actually did the opposite of it a little bit, because you can call it in a way, you can call it spreading yourself thin if you do it that way. But for me, it actually has been working out, and I'm the opposite, I guess, of that perspective opinion, because I'm so spread thin where I got my hands in so many different things.
Yes.
To where, to me, I just look at it like, there's a saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yes.
So if anything, I got all these different.
You got a treasure
they're all hatchet in different ways. All these different creations and things that are a piece of me.
Yeah.
Are all like flourishing at the same time, whether it's the music now, with the hosting, with the directing, with the just being a businessman, with owning a record label, with managing artists now, and like all of this, closing brand deals now.
Yes.
I'm closing brand deals.
Your fashion,
stuff like that. So like, if I didn't have that mentality to want to do better or grow, then I definitely want to be here. So I would say, shoot, man, shoot for the stars, and don't let no one tell you can't be whatever you see your life becoming. Because consistency and manifestation is the most realest thing ever, man. And if you really tell yourself you really want to live that and be that, then you can do it. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And if you're unshakable, the universe is gonna align in your divine favor. Trust. Facts.
And it's funny because that jack of all, I'm gonna send it to you later, but that jack of all trades quote, people don't say the whole quote. It's like those times when they only say part of something, but the whole quote basically says it's actually great to be a jack of all trades, and it's actually oftentimes better than being a master of one. And so people,
but they only cut it. They cut it at the point where it's like at the punchline where you're like, oh damn,
exactly.
I got to do one thing only. Yeah.
So I'm going to send that to you because it's actually the full quote is like powerful. You're like, man, this is why it's good to know the full thing, right? Because you just hear, like you said, the punchline they give you, and then you think that, but there's more to the quote.
So is there anybody do you want to shout out? Is there anyone you want to show love to before we get out of here besides the whole Ventura County? Because you definitely represented Ventura County real quick. And I want to shout out someone from Ventura real quick. I want to shout out Jay Scratch. I want to shout out my homies out there. Jay Scratch is my guy, man. I got some homies out there, man. Obviously Alannette. I got some friends in that area out there, Ventura. But is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Well, first I want to shout out to you, Fatell.
Oh, thank you. Hello, put a hand clap for that. Hello. Go ahead, clap for that. Well, hello.
Yes. I told you even, I want to say it was even over a month ago or sometime recently about like how extraordinary you are and how much of an inspiration and encouragement you are and just phenomenal. And not just externally, but who you are on the inside and what you exude. And you are a very talented rapper. And your voice, as I tell you, when you get on that track, I'm like, that voice is right there.
Thank you. Wait to hear this. Like, the new stuff is smooth, it's suave. I got the Latin vibe in there, you know what I'm saying? We got some new Spanish records coming out. Shout out to No Limit Latin, my bro over there, Donald X. Robertson, Master P. We got a big court. We got some big coming for this No Limit brand. We launching No Limit Latin. We flipping the No Limit sign. No Limit Master P legacy out of New Orleans, Louisiana.
And I'll be playing you on my radio show too.
Oh yeah, come on, man.
You're on rotation.
Oh, what? Ooh.
At 99.3 FM. Laugh about it.
Ooh. Make sure y'all check that out. Sade Champagne. Ooh.
I know, I'll be playing it, and then I always got to film a little video of me dancing.
Fatell on the mix. Ooh.
Hey.
Yeah.
And then I want to shout out to, I have a book that's out.
Okay.
My book is called Grace Made, My Journey to Love, Joy, and Healing. This is my first ever book. I named it Grace Made because in our society we love to say like, oh, I'm self-made. I did it myself. But I'm not self-made. It takes a village. It takes a community. I'm here by the grace of God, by the support of mentorship and counselors and supporters, fans, people in my life. And so it's a collection of original poetry, quotes, essays, journal entries, and other literary works.
And you look beautiful on the cover.
Thank you.
Look at you. Got what is that, a butterfly in your face?
Yep, and you talked about that.
Metamorphosis.
Yes. And then it has several 5-star reviews from people all over the world on Amazon. So you can go ahead and get a copy of that. And so I wanted to share about that. And then I guess and shout out to my sister-in-law, Catherine Ebbs. She's known as Catherine Ebbs. She is a very popular, wonderful influencer on TikTok, Instagram. She has her own jewelry line that's out now too.
And that's the butterfly as well.
Yes.
So when I dropped the butterfly line, you were like,
know.
He gets it.
You didn't even know.
Fatell was going through my phone.
And it's like complete gold, and it's just so beautiful. And so check out Catherine Ebbs. And then just to anybody, who has a dream or a passion, and for them to be reminded that nothing is impossible, and stay open to the unlimited possibilities. So have your dreams and visions, but be flexible and open about how you can get there. And we're great examples too, and many others, that you're never too young, you're never too old, it's never too late. It's not about where we come from and how we were born. It's about who we are today and where we're headed.
Trying to tell you, man. Y'all don't know the story of Colonel Sanders from KFC, man. He was an old man before he came up with KFC. He failed all, and he had regular jobs all through life. He was broke. He was an old man, and he's like, I'm gonna come up with KFC. Yeah. So it just, hey, man, this is one example of a story, man. Plenty of very, very successful people in life did it later in life. If y'all want to go biblical, let's talk about Noah. Noah figured it out very late in life, right? Noah was like, God was like, Noah, we're gonna teach you. We're gonna teach you. Noah like finally didn't get it until he was an old man. He was like, I get it now. It's just. But then he was used as a vessel at that point because God knew that was part of the journey for him. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go biblical and
he's a preacher too, y'all.
I know a couple of things. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I've been around a little bit, but I just want to give you so much love and give you your flowers. She deserves it, and make sure y'all check out her show. I'm actually gonna be on there real soon, so y'all check out that interview on her show. We going to Ventura. I'm gonna hop on the freeway and go to the coast, and we might get some tacos after because there's some good food out there. I know about the food out there. They got some good food out there by the water. I've been out there, but I just want to give you the most love and respect and tell everyone out there to make sure they subscribe to you. So where can they follow you on social media?
Yes, they can follow me on Instagram at IamSadeChampagne. So Sade Champagne.
Smooth operator.
That's right. And then from the Evelyn Champagne King, you make my love come down. Ooh, you make my love come down. So that's who my names are after. And then also I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and then also YouTube, just Sade Champagne, and my website is IamSadeChampagne.com.
And get that book.
Yes.
That's on Amazon, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay. Grace Made, My Journey to Love, Joy, and Healing.
Yeah.
Ade Champagne.
Thank
right
you
there.
so much, Fatell.
No, much love to you. Thank you for coming. And just everybody out there, man, continue to grow one day at a time is some of the best game I can give. I don't think a lot of people comprehend that statement. It sounds like it's just like, duh, bro. I get it. One day at a time, duh, that's all we got. I can't live tomorrow. But it's like the grasp of that, when you actually get the concept, is literally life's lesson, man. If you just take everything one day at a time, man, everything is doable and possible. Whether it's negative or positive, it doesn't stay the same. So if you're positive, you're gonna hit some negative at some point. If you're negative, it's gonna eventually go from that gloom to the sunshine. So y'all need to know that, and just blessings, man. We out here vibrated the frequency of an all-time high. Hello, energy is enormously great, right?
Yes, you done made my day. It's like gonna just shoot off from the rest of it. I didn't think I could get any more excited and happy, but here we are.
All right, man. Much love. It's an after party radio show, Ventura to Burbank. Y'all stay tuned, man. We'll be right back. Let's go. Hello, world. It's your man, Fatell. After party radio show. You already know when I'm not on the radio, talking on the airwaves, I'm right here dropping content on Frenzy Broadcasting's YouTube channel. So make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all go check out all the weekly content coming soon. From the Outlaw Show to the After Party Show to Ilani Talks. So much coming soon. Get ready for the Frenzy.